Hi and welcome to another Lightning SEO holodeck blog post. I'm Tanner, your host, and today I'm going to be talking about Google Authorship, what it is and how it could potentially help you increase your search engine rankings. Now, Google Authorship is essentially a way for someone like myself who's maybe publishing an article or a blog to have better search engine results simply because I've connected that blog or myself as an author with the Google Plus account that I have. And what that might do, and I'll show you guys in a moment as some examples of it, what that might do is that if someone decides to look for an article on how to clear bed bugs by asking that specific phrase in Google, what you'll find is you'll see all the normal search results, but you might find a search result with a picture of a person with their Google Plus account and also then the article. And studies have shown that having the authorship or having that picture next to your article that you've decided to post on your blog increases click-through rates to that article or to that website by about 30%. Now, of course, we all know that Google and other major search engines look at the authority of your blog or the authority of your website based on the number of people going to that website, using that link, and the length of time that they actually stay on that particular page, which is known as a bounce back rate, but we'll talk about that later on. So essentially, Google Authorship is fantastic if you're a news author, if you're a publisher of any type, or if you're a blogger like myself. Because what I'd like to do is I'd like to build the trust of the reader in me, and of course you're more likely to, and again studies have shown this, you're more likely to click through to an article that has the picture and the Google Plus profile of the person sitting next to that article. And so let's take a look at some of this online, and I'll show you some great examples of how you can get your authorship verified and also what you need to do in order to do that. So let's get into making sure that we show you exactly how to get your Google Authorship going and how to connect your Google Authorship account to your content on the internet, thereby increasing your search engine rankings as an author, as a content creator, as well as a brand. So, for example, I just want to show you what it looks like when you do see this in action. Let's say you go into Google and you do a search, for example, for ways to block annoying app invites in Facebook. This is obviously something that bothers just about everybody in the world, at least that I know. And immediately the search results bring up an article on CIO.com, an article on BusinessInsider.com, and then an article on alltechzone.blogspot.com. And essentially, what we're trying to do is trying to look like result number 1 and number 3, because there's always tons of other search results that happen, about 2.4 million of them. But out of the top, 1 or 2 pages, I, as a reader or a searcher, am probably going to be more likely to click on the article with the picture, the name, and the number of Google Plus circles that this author is in this particular article. So more by Kristen Burnham or more by Alison Alamambo related to these articles. And I'm probably going to trust this person a bit more because no one ever likes to put their author picture or profile next to something of spam. So here we are. I could potentially click on Kristen or Allison in terms of their articles, and I'm more likely to do that. So how do we create one of these things? Well, first of all, what you need is a Google Plus account. So if you don't have one, get with the times. You really got to have a Google Plus account. Google Plus obviously tied to Google, the world's largest search engine. You need to be found here. So get your profile fully integrated, get as many people into your circles, and get into it as many circles as possible. And what you really got to do is stay logged into your Google Plus account, open a new tab, and search for Google Authorship, or the URL that you want to type in is plus.google.com/authorship. And the first thing it's going to tell you to do is, perfect, it's so easy because there's so many instructions that you can follow, but essentially what it's saying is you need an email, a valid email address, so we can verify that you're a real live person and a real live author from a real live website. Now, obviously, I'm providing content as an author from DubaiSEO.me. That's what the blog post that you're hearing me on right now. So what I did was I created an email address, Tanner@DubaiSEO.me, and I've put it in here to verify. Now, just before we go any further, I want to let you all know I have not actually set up the Google Authorship account for this particular blog website that I've run. So you're going to go through it just like I'm going through it as a test to see how we've done that. So you can use this even as an instructional manual. So I'm going to click on sign up for authorship, and what it's done at the top of the page is that I've actually been sent an email right now to verify that I'm a real live person. So if I was to go into my Outlook, which is not on right now for the purposes of this video, I would see an email directly from these guys. I would click on that email and it would verify myself as a live person. So that's the next step there. Then obviously, you're using WordPress for your blogging, you're using your WordPress for your video blogging or your website. First thing you need to remember is that you need a plugin for your WordPress website that's called WordPress SEO by Yoast. This is the best SEO plugin right now for WordPress websites. And what that does is if I go to the back end of my DubaiSEO.me section as an admin control panel, you can see here that I've got my my Yoast plugin. There it is. And what that Yoast plugin does is it allows me to see this particular page in the back end of my site. So I filled out some of the information here, but how do I get my Google Plus authorship into the back end of the site? So here, if you just scroll down a little bit in the back end where it says users, all users, okay, so I've gone into my users, I was admin, got my name, my email address, there's my email address, it's the website I'm the admin for, and if I go down a little bit it says Google Plus. So now what I do is I go to my Google Plus account, and you see right up at the URL section, that right there, this whole section is my Google Plus account. I know it's not pretty, but hey, that's Google for you, whatever, doesn't really matter. What you do is you copy this and you plug it into this section where it says Google Plus. You can see there it is, there's my account, blah blah blah. Now one thing that some people miss is you actually need this extra bit of text, question mark REL equals author. You need that because otherwise your Google account will not be associated as an author or an authorship. Now right next to that, right below that in the biographical info, I need to put some information about myself. So that's what's going to show up on the Google search engine result. But very, very, very important, you need an Ahref or some hyperlinking to your account. So you can follow I'm going to put this in the text below the post so you can see what it looks like. You're obviously going to put your own Google Plus account in here plus your rel equals author code, but it's essentially an Ahref quote. Then you got your Google Plus account in the middle, closing quote. Okay, so close the HTML tag, and then you can write in whatever you want here. Now I've actually this is almost called anchor text. What I've put in my anchor text is follow Tanner Kilcarson on Google Plus, and then I've closed the HTML code. Okay, so I'm going to update my profile with that once I'm done. So now this is on the back end of my website. Okay, so now from now on, all of the posts and all of the articles or blogs that I do at the back end of, from DubaiSEO.me are going to show up in Google. And I'm just going to show you an example of something that I did before that has nothing to do with DubaiSEO.me, but of course I run other websites, and I searched for some information about myself, and here I am as myself and an article that I'd written for my news website sme-world.com, and I showed up in the first page of Google. Of course it's myself, so I was looking for me, but here's the article. And if I was to expand this, it's actually the post of my article that I put onto Google+. So here's me as the author. This is back in December 10, 2012. You can see there's other stuff that I've done, but you're more likely to want to click on, let's say, a post that I've done where you can see my picture, where you can see the number of people I had back then in my Google Plus articles and so on, my circles and so on. And of course, you're more likely to get the click-through rate. So very important, obviously, to increase your click-through rates, which studies have shown you're probably going to do that by about 30%, to gain trust in you as an author, and of course to increase trust in your website or blog. Very important for SEO as well is get your Google authorship up and running, link it to your Google Plus account, and in your blogs, obviously, you're obviously going to want to try to create as many sharing opportunities that you can for your posts that you're doing, and then of course become the trusted author for that. So here you go. Here's the previous post that I did. Here's some comments that happens, and you can actually see that there's a Google Plus button in my social media widget, and we just want more people to share into Google Plus, and that increases my authority. Okay, so I hope that was really useful for you guys. And if you have any questions, don't forget to connect with me on my Google Plus profile, Tanner Kilcarson. And good luck with creating your Google authorship. Take care. So as you can see, that increasing click-through rates is essential for some smaller websites or some smaller bloggers to be able to compete with some of the other big guys out there, because what it can do is it can add a lot of trust to your link, and more people are likely to click through to that link rather than perhaps another random news article, even though it might be from a larger website. So it could help with ad revenue, it could help with click-through rates, it could help with search engine optimization, and of course your ranking in the search engine results pages, the SERPs as it were. So at the end of the day, use Google Authorship. Don't let this golden nugget of information pass you by. And if you are blogging, if you need some help, go ahead and drop us a message on at the bottom of this blog post, and we'll definitely reply. All the best and better SEO.